It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbing Minds. Welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchi, and great to have you here on what should have been the day after Nigeria's presidential elections. But as we all know, we're 5 weeks away now from what should be the election day. Hopefully, it doesn't get moved again. But it's also day 307 days since over 200 girls were abducted from the government secondary school in Chibok. Many more girls have been abducted since then, and we've heard so many stories, and we don't know what their whereabouts are or if they will ever be back. Mr. President held a presidential media chat during the week, and he did say that they were going to do their best to rescue the girls, hopefully before the elections. And it looks like they have a lot of plans for the Northeast before March the 28th. One of those plans includes the military going in, as at yesterday, to sort of take charge of the place at least for the next 5 weeks and secure it for elections to be able to be held in that region. But we're going to be looking at the week that was and all of the things concerning politics and all of that with two special guests in the house. I have here with me Mr. Wale Oshunde. Thanks for being here today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
And of course, Adekoya Boladale. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with Boko Haram, because I mean it's the main reason that was given for the movement of the elections. And the security agencies did say that they were going to start sort of their attacks on the place yesterday, the 14th. But we woke up yesterday to news about attacks in Gombe State, and we heard the military eventually repelled it and all of that. But it looks like there's a lot happening. This morning we heard about a female suicide bomber attacking a market. There's a lot happening. What does that say about what the military has told us?
Well, I think it's quite unfortunate that all of these things are happening. I think one needs to really take a serious look at the activities of the Boko Haram vis-a-vis that of our military. To be very honest with you, I am aware that the military, are really trying their best possible to ensure that sanity is restored to those troubled areas of the Northeast. But I know that before the elections, and very seriously now, there are likely to be more attacks, unfortunately. But then I just believe that it's a phase that Nigeria would actually, get past, in days to come. But it is worrisome that some people will just be somewhere and then they'll be carrying out this kind of attacks. It's quite unfortunate indeed.
Yeah, we did hear that. I think Gombe is under a 24-hour curfew right now. We've heard talks about Chad coming back into the alliance with Nigeria to fight Boko Haram. I'm not sure what the position is with Niger. Some people have also said that the federal government shouldn't have given Boko Haram notice that they were going to do this in 5 weeks, because it sort of made them prepare, as it were. Do you have faith in our security agencies getting some sort of a result, even if not conquering the entire place by March the 28th?
Yes, I truly do. For the first time in a very long time, Nigeria has been able to penetrate the impenetrable Sambisa village. And I think that is a huge plus for us. I think the multinational forces, they're actually doing well. We are having results. It might not be something the citizens are really yearning for. However, I think it's the right step in the right direction. Based on Mr. President giving a foreword before the attack, I think he did that under a bit of frustration, because Nigerians they've been on his neck. They want results. They want to know what the military are doing, what they want to do, and the rest, which is very normal for any citizen. And I think with what he said, I don't think that will in any way undermine the operation of the military. And from the news we've heard, they've had successful attacks, successful operations, even after he made that statement. So that shows that statement has nothing to do with the achievement or the ability of the military to stop Boko Haram.
Something else that Mr. President said, let's focus now on his presidential media chat, which was a big talking issue over the week. And something that he mentioned that caught a lot of people's attention was the fact that before the elections, all internally displaced people were going to be moved back to their communities so they'll be able to vote. And we know that these numbers are somewhere along the lines of probably 1 million if you go across the 3 states. Do you think that's actually possible, that all of them will be relocated back to their homes to vote?
Oh, well, one does not have the kind of intelligence report that the president has. They are disposed to a number of, should I say, privileged informations now. But the truth is, I don't see a lot of that happening. Even though we pray that they would be able to get back to their base, to have their states, their villages, and them, their communities back to them. But I mean, it's quite unrealistic in view of the fact that now we have the elections very close to us, and then we can all see that the major activities of the Boko Haram, has really not come to a stop. So one should, on a very serious note now, expect that they may not be able to, go back to those places. But one is not disposed to a number of, information like the president does have access to them. So one may not be able to see what the president is seeing, but then let's just hope and pray with those people, because one has to really share in their pains.
Yeah.
It's not really easy to leave your community to then go to one camp.
And be a refugee in your own country.
Exactly, to be a refugee in your country. So let's really pray for those people. Let's keep faith with them. And then let's expect that our security agencies will be successful in this, operation. Yeah. So let's just believe they will be successful at that.
There's sort of a unanimous agreement across the nation that Boko Haram might not be completely defeated by March the 28th. What do you think would be an acceptable sort of line to cross, or would have reached by then, that would say, okay, Nigerians would be okay with? What do you expect to see by the 28th of March?
Yeah, for anything to pass as success in the war against terrorism of Boko Haram.
In this short term?
In this short term, 6 weeks.
It's 5 now, actually.
No, it's now 5 now. I think what Nigerians really want to say is they want the 14 communities, 14 local governments that have been under the control of Boko Haram taken back. We want our territories back, which is very important. The sovereignty of Nigeria should be protected. It's sacred, and people actually, that is one of the major issues why people are still raising concern on security. That is one. To a large extent also, we believe that there should be, that the Chibok girls, which is also very, very important, should, like Madam Obie's question, they started the countdown now on the release of Chibok girls. So I believe that they should work towards ensuring that those girls are back. Those are the two major issues. Once we have our territory back, once the girls are back, then after the 5-6 weeks, Nigeria can now sit down and demand for the head of Shekau.
Interesting. Okay, let's leave security now, because if we talk security, I'm sure we can take 2 hours, because a lot of people have a lot of questions and all of that. So let's talk about Mr. President, the former president, Obasanjo, who has suddenly become probably the major factor in these elections now. He's endorsing someone today, tomorrow he's withdrawing it, and he's saying he's not decided yet. Why is this still such an important factor in these elections?
Well, I don't know if I share that kind of theory, because I believe that ultimately Nigerians are the ones that would decide.
But he's in the headlines every day.
I mean, I really do not really care about what the headlines are, representing. But the truth is that Nigerians, with their PVCs, with their votes, would ultimately decide who becomes their president. So I don't think we really need to capitalize on some people endorsing candidates here and there and all that. Of course, it's a factor, it's a big factor in the polity, and of course in the country. Being a former president, you have a great stake, But I think ultimately, Nigerians my brother, Nigerians are more enlightened now. Nigerians are more aware of their rights now. Nigerians really want to cast their votes now. And they really want to make sure that whoever they want to become the president becomes the president eventually. So I do not want to believe that it's all about somebody endorsing one candidate here and there now. I think we have advanced in our polity and, and then the way we play politics in this country. So I just seriously believe that ultimately Nigerians would decide whoever they want to rule them.